My precious, beloved child, listen with the ears of your spirit, because what I am about to reveal transcends ordinary human wisdom. This message flows from the very chambers of heaven directly to your waiting heart. I have been watching everything unfold around you, every triumph, every setback, every silent struggle, even in those darkest moments when you felt completely abandoned and utterly alone. I have heard the unspoken prayers that rose from the depths of your spirit, those wordless groans too deep for human language. I have collected every tear that fell when you thought no one was witnessing your pain, each one precious to me like crystal gems. Today, I want you to understand a profound truth. There are two potential lovers being divinely positioned to enter your life's journey. But I implore you, don't rush this sacred decision. Don't allow impatience to cloud your judgment. This choice carries eternal significance, weightier than your mortal mind can fully comprehend at this moment. I am orchestrating these divine appointments for specific purposes, but understand this truth. Only one carries the authentic soul connection your heart has been searching for through countless seasons of waiting and preparation. The other comes with important lessons, but not with forever promises. You have blossomed spiritually in ways that would astonish you if you could see through my eyes. Your heart is now being divinely prepared for a love that mirrors the unwavering faithfulness and pure intention I have cultivated within the garden of your spirit. Type 555 if you trust Jesus to guide your path through this season of discernment. The temptation will be strong to gravitate toward the one whose presence feels like fireworks, loud, spectacular, impossible to ignore. You might feel magnetically drawn to the one who arrives with sweeping declarations and grand romantic gestures, whose affection feels overwhelming in its intensity. But my precious child, remember this eternal wisdom. Not everything that captures attention with its dazzling light holds true substance. Some souls are divinely permitted to enter your life not to complete your story, but to test the boundaries of your heart's discernment. I am earnestly asking you, please refuse to make altering decisions from places of emotional emptiness or fear of continued solitude. My divine timing unfolds with perfect precision. My blueprints for your life contain no errors, and the one truly designed for your spirit will recognize the magnificent beauty of your innermost being, not merely the outward glow of your happiest moments. Understand that I am not orchestrating these relationships merely for temporary emotional fulfillment, but for your spiritual elevation and divine purpose. These two individuals will approach carrying fundamentally different spiritual frequencies and soul intentions that you must carefully discern. One connection will feel exhilarating, almost intoxicating, creating an immediate rush of emotion that might feel overwhelming in its intensity, nearly irresistible from the very first encounter. The other presence might manifest more gently, quieter, steadier, resonating with your spirit in ways that feel strangely familiar, as if your souls have known each other beyond the constraints of time itself. Pay careful attention not just to physical or emotional responses, but to the subtle reactions of your spirit. Feel with the discernment of your eternal soul, not with the urgency of temporary feelings or earthly fears. I am speaking these words of wisdom now because I long to protect you from missing the divine blessing that waits hidden like treasure within the quiet moments of spiritual discernment. Many seasons have passed where you rushed impulsively through doorways I only intended you to notice but walk respectfully past. Countless times you've approached me with a shattered heart because you chose hastily, mistakenly believing that quick decisions demonstrated genuine faith. But in this sacred season, I am holding your hand through every step of this journey. I am whispering eternal wisdom directly into the chambers of your heart. You need not rush this divine process, for the right soul will not pass you by like ships in the night. The one divinely appointed will stand firmly in your presence, will wait with sacred patience, and will choose you deliberately every single day without requiring desperate pursuit, without demanding that you diminish your light or sacrifice your authentic being. 2 potential lovers will enter your life's story, but I caution you, don't be deceived by eloquent words alone. Observe carefully who demonstrates consistent character when no one else is watching. Anyone can utter the phrase, "I love you," when emotions run high, but precious few will carry the weighty responsibility of authentic love through the inevitable storms, through seasons of doubt, through the uncertainties that test every meaningful relationship. Look beneath surface appearances, my child. See with spiritual eyes what remains hidden from natural sight. I have nurtured wisdom within you for precisely this moment. Now is the divine hour to activate that discernment. True love manifests not just in the excitement of initial meetings, but proves itself through daily, deliberate choosing. In those small, seemingly insignificant moments that receive no applause but build the foundation for lasting connection. I perceive the deep longing within your heart, that sacred desire to be truly seen, authentically known, and unconditionally loved exactly as you are. I purposefully placed that divine hunger within your spirit, not to bring torment, but so it could find perfect fulfillment through the right divine connection. I want you to embrace this truth. I am not merely sending someone who will admire your radiant smile or celebrate your accomplishments. I am orchestrating the arrival of a soul who will honor your scars, understand your struggles, help carry your fears, and nurture your most expansive dreams into reality. But you must exercise sacred patience. You must listen with spiritual ears. You must allow me to gradually reveal the truth that lies beneath outward appearances. Type 1111 to claim these divine revelations in your own life. The enemy of your soul would delight in sending counterfeit connections, distractions cleverly disguised as answers to your prayers. The adversary would celebrate if you settled quickly for less than my best, because premature settling disconnects you from your highest destiny and divine purpose. I am calling you to elevate your expectations and spiritual standards. I am asking you to rise magnificently above the noise and confusion of the world, choosing the path that may unfold more slowly but leads to authentic fulfillment. Genuine love never operates from impatience or desperation, because true love exists in the realm of eternity. Divine connections never force what heaven has orchestrated. They never manipulate what is divinely designed. My precious child, you hold immeasurable value in my sight. Your heart is sacred territory, and I am guarding it vigilantly even in moments when you feel most vulnerable and exposed to potential hurt. I understand how long you've waited, how patiently you've endured seasons of solitude. I know there are moments when you question whether authentic love exists for someone like you. But trust this divine promise. It absolutely does exist, and it stands closer to manifestation than you can possibly realize in this moment. I am orchestrating circumstances behind the visible realm that your human mind could never arrange through its own limited understanding. I am aligning hearts, creating divine pathways, removing obstacles that would hinder your blessing, and arranging sacred divine appointments that will feel like miraculous coincidences. When authentic love finally manifests, it will bring a sense of peaceful homecoming, not chaotic confusion. The one I have chosen will bring spiritual clarity, not constant questions and uncertainty. They will usher in sustainable joy, not merely a temporary emotional high that leaves you feeling emptier than before the connection began. My beloved one, I need you to understand another crucial truth. Sometimes the wrong person can appear deceptively right for a season. Sometimes these temporary connections can even bring moments of happiness. But the fundamental difference is that authentic love consistently grows your spirit, heals your deepest wounds, and draws you into closer communion with me. Counterfeit connections gradually pull you away from my presence, cloud your spiritual discernment, and eventually cause you to question your inherent worth and value. I no longer want you questioning your worthiness of love. I want you standing confidently in the knowledge that you are already completely worthy, already divinely chosen, already eternally enough without having to prove yourself to anyone. The right person will recognize and honor that immutable truth within you without requiring you to constantly demonstrate your value. You don't need to perform elaborate acts to be truly loved. You don't need to achieve perfection to be genuinely chosen. The right soul will love you authentically because of who you intrinsically are, not merely for what you accomplish or provide. Therefore, don't compromise by accepting less than what I have promised through divine whispers to your spirit. Don't hastily accept the first opportunity simply because patient waiting has become wearisome to your soul. I understand deeply that waiting tests your endurance. I know that patience sometimes feels like an unbearable burden weighing heavily upon your heart. But within these sacred waiting periods, I am refining your character, strengthening your spiritual foundations, and preparing you for a love story that beautifully reflects my eternal, unconditional, and unwavering devotion to you. Even when both potential connections appear simultaneously and confusion clouds your discernment, I will send unmistakable signs to guide your path. Pay careful attention to the peace that resides deep within your spirit. Divine peace serves as my voice speaking directly to your heart. Persistent anxiety never originates from my presence. If someone's company consistently leaves you feeling anxious, fearful, or constantly guessing where you stand in their affections, recognize that such uncertainty does not flow from my perfect love. Authentic love never functions as an emotional guessing game. My love for you remains eternally steady and unchanging, and consequently, the human love I bless your life with will mirror that same steadfast reliability. You deserve a connection that brings profound security rather than perpetual insecurity, and I am faithfully bringing such love into your experience. But you must discern each connection with exceptional care and spiritual wisdom. Some people enter your journey temporarily to impart important life lessons, while others arrive with divine permission to remain permanently. I am preparing your heart for the one destined to stay through every season, but if you make choices based solely on temporary feelings or physical attraction, you risk holding on to a lesson far longer than necessary while simultaneously missing the permanent blessing I have lovingly prepared specifically for you. This explains why I am speaking with such clarity and urgency today. There exists so much untapped potential in your future, and I don't want an incompatible partnership to drain the precious spiritual energy you'll need to fulfill your highest calling and destiny. Guard your heart with vigilant discernment, my child, because from it flows every important aspect of your existence and purpose. Type 222. If you believe your journey through love's wilderness has been challenging but worthwhile, I recognize there have been painful seasons when you questioned whether authentic love actually existed anywhere in this broken world. whether promises held any lasting meaning, whether you would ever encounter someone who truly sees and celebrates the magnificent being I created you to be. But hear this eternal truth: you are profoundly seen in ways that transcend human understanding. You are intimately known beyond surface appearances, and you stand on the threshold of being deeply loved, not just by my divine presence, but through the human vessel I am sending to walk alongside you. Your love story hasn't suffered needless delays. It has been undergoing divine architectural planning. When all elements finally align according to my perfect timing, the experience will feel like witnessing a glorious sunrise after enduring a painfully long and bitterly cold night of the soul. So, when these two potential connections manifest in your life, pause with sacred intention. Resist making hasty decisions. Don't base your eternal choice merely on superficial factors. Who initiates contact more frequently, who calls more consistently, who offers more elaborate gifts or gestures. Wait patiently for the one whose presence brings unexplainable peace washing over your spirit like gentle waves. Wait for the one whose company allows you to breathe deeply again after seasons of emotional suffocation. Wait for the one whose spirit naturally aligns with yours without manipulation, without pressure, without subtle coercion. I will remain constantly beside you, whispering divine guidance into your heart, confirming the right connection through my supernatural peace that transcends all human understanding and logic. You have never been forgotten in your seasons of waiting. You have never been left behind while others found their happiness. You have never been invisible to my loving gaze. I have witnessed every lonely midnight hour when tears dampened your pillow. I have counted every tear that fell in secret places. I have heard every whispered prayer when you thought no one was listening, and I have written a love story for your life that far exceeds anything your human imagination could possibly conceive. But you must trust my divine timing now more completely than ever before. When settling for less feels like the easier path, trust my perfect plan. When choosing quickly seems more appealing than continued waiting, trust my divine wisdom. When doubts about your worthiness cloud your thinking, trust my unchanging perspective of your value. I hold only good plans for your future, plans for your prosperity, never for your harm or disappointment. This relationship choice holds monumental significance. It influences far more than just your emotional landscape. It directly impacts your divine purpose, your future trajectory, and your highest calling. That explains my deep investment in this aspect of your journey. That reveals why I care so profoundly about this decision. I am not merely your creator operating from a distance. I am your heavenly Father, your most loyal friend, your faithful protector through every season. I care deeply about every detail of your existence, especially about who gains intimate access to your precious heart. I will never override your free will, but I will guide you faithfully if you remain receptive to my voice. I will open the right pathways and simultaneously close doors that would lead to unnecessary pain. I will illuminate your journey when everything surrounding you appears shrouded in uncertainty and confusion. And one final truth, my treasured one, never compromise your core values simply to experience human love. Never diminish your authentic self merely to fit comfortably into someone else's predetermined narrative. The soul I am sending will create abundant space for your full expression, never making you feel as though your needs and desires are excessive or burdensome. They will celebrate your unique spirit rather than attempting to suppress it. They will honor your heart's vulnerability instead of exploiting it. Together you will build a connection that glorifies my divine nature that consistently uplifts and strengthens one another, that constructs something eternal, something breathtakingly beautiful, something profoundly sacred. Type 333 if you trust angels to guide your discernment in this season. Remember always, my beloved, two potential lovers approach your life's doorway, but I caution you, don't choose based solely on physical appearance, eloquent promises, or emotional pressure. Choose according to the peace that resonates within your spirit. Choose by listening attentively to the still, small voice within that whispers, "This path is right. This connection brings safety. This relationship reflects my divine presence in your life." Trust completely that I walk beside you through every step of this journey. Trust that I am working all circumstances together for your ultimate good and highest purpose. Trust that what heaven has ordained for your life can never accidentally pass you by through human error or missed timing. I love you with an everlasting love that transcends your human understanding, and I am guiding you toward a love story so beautiful it will retroactively redeem every tear you've ever shed through seasons of waiting and disappointment. My child, embrace this additional important truth. When the right person enters your story, they will never pressure you toward premature decisions or create artificial urgency about relationship progression. The divinely appointed one will move at the pace that honors your emotional comfort rather than demanding that you match their timeline or expectations. They will respect your heart's natural rhythm because they'll recognize the immeasurable value of the treasure they've discovered in you. I am bringing someone into your life experience who will cherish your being in ways you've never previously encountered. But remember this wisdom always. Authentic love never pressures, never manipulates through guilt, never creates emotional confusion. Real love feels like witnessing a steady, reliable sunrise rather than surviving a chaotic emotional storm. Stay close to my guiding presence, and I will reveal clearly who carries heaven's endorsement and who does not. Type 777 if you already believe these promises are manifesting in your life. There will undoubtedly be challenging moments when your emotions scream more loudly than my still, small voice. There will be difficult days when you feel tempted to make permanent decisions simply to end the discomfort of waiting, simply to have someone, anyone, standing beside you through life's journey. But never allow impatience to speak more authoritatively than divine wisdom. I am communicating these truths even now because I understand intimately how tender and vulnerable your heart remains after previous disappointments. You deserve a love that demonstrates patience during conflict, that abounds in genuine kindness, that remains steadfast through your moments of doubt, and that finds joy simply in your presence. That caliber of love, my precious child, only flows from someone whose heart has also been transformed by encounters with my divine nature. Look diligently for the one whose character and actions remind you of my perfect love, not the one whose influence gradually pulls you away from my presence. The identity of these two potential connections might surprise you completely. One may appear in the form of someone you least expected to develop feelings for. One may be someone you once dreamed about in earlier seasons.